Once again today, lots about the economy in the Russian papers. Moskovsky Komsomolets reports that the number of workers facing layoffs has risen for the 10th month in a row. As of the 1st of April, it stands at more than 105,000. That's up 43% since the middle of last year. The sign here reads, "Wanted, unemployed." Most at risk are financial experts, tax inspectors, hospital workers and government employees. The wave of job losses is linked primarily to the federal budget deficit, which in 2 months has exceeded 4.6 trillion rubles. Another important reason is digitalisation and the implementation of artificial intelligence. But the article returns here to economic problems. Certain sectors of the economy, like the iron and steel industry, are at the very least in a state of technical recession. So, rising unemployment is likely to impact this specific sector first. Also, taxi rides in Russia set to go up in price again. By the end of 2026, taxi prices may be at least 30% higher. There's a legitimate excuse. Everything is going up in price, including cars, their servicing, insurance, fuel and other expenses. Mind you, Izvestia reports that for 2 weeks in a row, inflation has been hovering around 0%, and cucumbers are 4% cheaper than in mid-April. And here's a potential source of extra income for the state. Land confiscated from corrupt officials will be sold. As this cartoon by Mr. Petrov suggests, rather a lot of land has been confiscated from corrupt officials. The warehouse is full, overflowing. And he asks, can we get a move on and start selling this? The paper also publishes Vladimir Putin's first comments about mobile internet shutdowns that have been affecting many parts of Russia. Critics say it's censorship. He claims it's security. Internet disruptions in Russian cities are linked to efforts to avert terrorist threats. The security of citizens will always be the priority for the country's leadership, said Vladimir Putin. From Russia's president to America's. Judging by this article in Moskovsky Komsomolets, Moscow's high hopes for Donald Trump are fading. Relatively positive relations with the US president remain an important foreign policy resource for Moscow, but the value of this resource has gone down and will continue to fall the closer we come to the midterm elections in November. Right now, Trump isn't just a lame duck whose party is likely facing a stinging defeat this autumn. He's a lame duck up to his neck in a political quagmire of his own making. The Iran crisis has undermined the US leader's image, stripped him of his political Teflon, and branded him a potential loser, incapable of competently managing the vast military, economic and diplomatic resources at his disposal. Of course, it's worth remembering that Russian newspapers are okay with criticising foreign leaders, but you won't find them suggesting that their president has got himself into a quagmire or doubting his Teflon coating. Several of today's papers mark the upcoming 40th anniversary of the Chernobyl disaster. The government paper Rossiyska Gazeta notes that more than 500,000 people took part in the emergency response to the Chernobyl accident. Around 150,000 liquidators are registered in Russia. Kommersant reports that more than half of Russians surveyed believe at least one conspiracy theory. 2/3 of Russians believe coronavirus was created on purpose, 40% believe there's a secret global government, and 5% even believe the world is flat. Finally, to the joke section of Komsomolskaya Pravda. I mentioned layoffs earlier. Here's a job interview. How did you find out about the vacancy? You sacked me yesterday. And this, don't fall asleep at the wheel in the car. The country needs every taxpayer. And Moskovsky Komsomolets goes back hundreds of years with this joke. Our lives are so bad because of the Tatar-Mongol yoke. What do you mean? The yoke was ages ago. Well, life's been bad for ages.